Contortionist, Psalm the elastic wonder of the world sits atop a flower vase. Circa early 1900s. Bill Gates in Shaquille O'Neal's arms, 1990s. Nuns from Benghazi repairing Italian flag on the Pisa, 1911. Los Angeles, 1960. Tony Curtis at home, shirtless, lifting dumbbells in knee-high cable socks and polished black Oxfords. The footwear of a man who never quite agreed to relax. Beside him, Janet Leigh, in gingham and a white tank, plays along. Cindy Crawford for Vogue United States, June 1991. German panzer operators building a KV-1 model. Leaping Dobermans and Lady, Rushville, Indiana, December 1941. Japanese Yankee style, 1980s. Prince Charles, in kilt, 1955. Drag racing, Moline, Illinois, United States, 1957. Snipers of the Sniper Company of the 10th Guards Army, N.A., Ivanova and L.A. Sabatina, 1944. An American F-6F-3 Hellcat fighter flies over the Japanese destroyer Tachikaze, 1944. Seller of turkeys in the Plaza de Santa Cruz in Madrid, Spain, December 1922. Deborah Winger, 1980s. The London Office of War Information Staff dancing in the street with American soldiers, marking the end of the war, World War II. Two young newsboys from Newark, New Jersey, 1912. New York World readers with a headline about the surrender of Nazi Germany, Times Square, 1945. An elephant performing a trick. Jack Hilton's Circus, London, 1954. Sergeant George Cambler practicing with a gas mask and a smokescreen. Fort Belvoir, Virginia, 1942. Mobs of Vietnamese people scale the wall of the United States Embassy in Saigon, Vietnam, trying to get to the helicopter pickup zone just before the end of the Vietnam War on April 29, 1975. Kurt Cobain in front of the Colosseum in Rome, 1989. Sophia Loren, 1963. People in the United Kingdom celebrate the end of World War II. A horse hotel in Berlin. The pictures from 1910 show a multi-story garage for road and transport horses in Berlin-Charlottenburg, probably on Uhlandstrasse, photographed by Willy Roemer. German soldiers during World War I. Royal Progress, London, 1911. "21-year-old Jennifer Aniston at the NBC All-Star Party, 1990. "1990, Burning Man on Baker Beach. Sabiha Gökçen, the world's first female fighter pilot, preparing for a flight in her Brigade 19, late 1930s. More than 600 kayaks got stuck in a lock on the River Spree in Berlin on their way to a canoeing event on a nearby lake. Germany, Berlin, 1936. Horse wearing a gas mask during World War I. Hermann Göring and Benito Mussolini with Göring's pet lion, September 1937. Young Christopher Walken. Celebrating the New Year, Ann Miller. Beach Girl Contest, photo by Graham Burstow, 1927 to 2022, Australia, Queensland, Gold Coast, 1977. Father returned from the war, 1945. German soldiers looking for love in all the wrong places, Norway, 1940. A wedding in Chechnya, 1990s. Burmese monks about 1897. Woman on a Tree collected by Jochen Reiss, a photo editor based in Hamburg, Germany. A woman posting a letter in a postbox amongst destroyed buildings and rubble caused by German air raids during World War II. London, United Kingdom, 1940. Behind the Scenes of the Misfits, 1961. Air hostess training in the 1940s. Dr. Goodall with one of her research subjects at the Gombe Reserve in the 1970s. Empress Farah Pahlavi inspecting a women's school in northwestern Iran in the late 1960s. Youngsters viewing eclipse, 1923. Van Droysen sisters. Elsa was said to have been 240 centimeters tall, and Hilda 217 centimeters. Girls show off their fashionable swimsuits at the Balboa Bay Club in Newport Beach, circa 1950s. Photo of wife of Maori chief. Hippies in Kabul, Afghanistan, August 1971. Sophia Loren practicing her dancing while her sister plays the piano, 1953. Photograph taken by a German soldier of graves of British and French soldiers buried on the beach in Dunkirk, France, 1940. Washington, Tacoma. Suspension bridge collapses into the Tacoma Narrows, 1940. Dr. Goodall with her first husband, Hugo van Lowick, a Dutch wildlife photographer in 1974. Adolf Hitler. During World War I, Hitler is seated on the far left. A dog wearing a gas mask during World War I. A Maori man, early 20th century. Red Navy sailor D.M. Volnov during a meeting with his mother and brother in Sevastopol, 1944. A New York construction worker walks along a girder high above the city streets, circa 1950. Mexican Revolution. Juarez, effective shrapnel. Oba Akinzua, the second of Benin, greets Queen Elizabeth II during her official visit to Nigeria, circa 1956. Children waiting for the school bus in New Jersey, 1971, neatly lined up their packed lunches at the bus stop. It was a small but familiar ritual of everyday school life. Cooling his head, New York on hot day, c. 1910. RAF and Luftwaffe fighters dogfighting above St. Paul's Cathedral during the London Blitz, 1940. The Berberov family with lion, Soviet Baku, modern-day Azerbaijan, 1970s. Girls walking ducklings in a water trough, Washington, 1927. Desperate mother in Kuro, South Korea, leans against a riot policeman's shield and begs for mercy for her son, arrested during a demonstration, 1987. A young girl wearing a knitted 1950s bikini top, Leipzig, 1950. Workers at the Red Triangle factory converted their propaganda vehicle into a giant galosh, Petrograd, 1923. The first-class dining hall of the French ocean liner Normandy was a massive 93 meters, 305 feet long, 14 meters, 46 feet wide, and 8.5 meters, 28 feet high, making it the largest room ever built on a ship at the time, 1935. Salvador Dalí, 1955. Princess Elizabeth, General Jan Smuts, King George VI, Queen Elizabeth I, Queen Mother, and Princess Margaret stand at the foot of Table Mountain, Cape Town, South Africa, 1947. Chorus formation. 14th of February 1933, the Albertina Rash chorus girls who are appearing in Wild Violets. Conjoined twins of mustaches, 1890. Helen Mirren, 1975. Two Ford Comutas next to a Cortina at Ford's Research Center in Dunton, Essex, 1967. Jewish refugees arrive at the port of Haifa, Palestine, with a banner that says, "The Germans destroyed our families and homes, don't you destroy our hopes." 1947. Grand Central Station, NY. Construction began in 1903. Gwyneth Paltrow and Brad Pitt, 1997. Jonathan Frid getting ready to appear in front of the camera as Barnabas Collins in Dark Shadows, sometime between 1967 and 1971. Student drinking a yard of ale in a Cambridge pub, 1959. A yard is a playful beer-drinking vessel that became common in English pubs sometime in the 17th century. Ford Motor Company snowblowers, 1915. Queen Elizabeth with Prince Charles and Elizabeth II at Princess Margaret's wedding on May 6, 1960. Kindergarten Boy in Trouble, 1958. U.S. troops string barbed wire along the Key West shore facing Havana, November 1, 1962. Military installations, rushed in during the Cuban Missile Crisis, line the beach in the background. 1945 Chicago. A woman shows off her newly purchased nylon stockings to people in line. French President Charles de Gaulle with his daughter Anne in the 1930s. Anne was born with Down syndrome but was never institutionalized, as was common at the time, and lived with her family until the end of her life. Aftermath of the bombing. One badly damaged house still stands amidst the piles of timber and rubble following an air raid on Queens Road, Aston, Birmingham, on 11 December 1940. Marilyn Monroe with her stepchildren, late 1950s. Valentine's Day photo, Valentine plea, 1920s. Entrants participate in a Miss Lovely Legs competition in Cliftonville, England. Date unspecified. England, Elstree Film Studios filming Moby Dick, 1955. Photographer Frank Horvath. Halong Tonkin, Indochina. 5 actors from the Saigon Theater pose on the rocks, 1921. A massive aviary on the banks of the Los Angeles River, United States, circa 1900. A snowmobile on the frozen Volga River near the Kanavdinsky Bridge, mid-1930s. Stevie Wonder being arrested at the South African Embassy in Washington, D.C. for protesting against apartheid, February 14, 1985. Isabella Rossellini and Martin Scorsese on their wedding day, 1979. Aftermath of a fire at Brighton Beach, Brooklyn, New York City, on June 5, 1912. Robert De Niro with his father, the painter Robert De Niro Sr., in New York in the early 1980s. The actor was already an Oscar winner, but his father was the artist he most admired. Early Motorcycle Club, 1900s. Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee, photographed by Jeff Kravitz at the 1995 Grammy Awards. Bangor Fire, c. 1910. Muhammad Ali at a barbershop in Southside Chicago, 1966. A United States Airman and his girlfriend in Saigon, 1971. German Luftwaffe having fun during World War II. USA, Chicago, 1966. Muhammad Ali. Making avocado ice cream, the Calavo plant in Los Angeles, 1920s. A blind child in Chicago sits on the back of a kneeling elephant from the Ringling Brothers Circus in April 1917. Tarpolo Man Sundensi. A view of an NSDAP administration in Germany, 1933. Sophia Loren as the winner of Miss Welder, 1954. The contest was organized by the National Eutectic Welders Club. Collision of balloons during the Gordon Bennett Cup Festival, Brussels, Belgium, 1923. Three Yale students in drag, 1883. Two 7-year-old newsies, profane and smart selling Sunday, Nashville 10. USAF Fairchild, C-123B 6FA crash-landed on Long Island, New York, October 15, 1958. Vintage costume party. The Beatles hanging out with Little Richard in Hamburg, Germany in 1962. Director Alfred Hitchcock and model Ina Balk on the set of Psycho for the January 1962 edition of Harper's Bazaar. Joan Jett and Mike Tyson posing with guitars in Fashion Magazine photo shoot, 1985. Alice Hyler Ramsey became the first woman to drive across the United States, completing a 3,800-mile journey on mostly unpaved roads. Renty, a slave, looks into the camera for a daguerreotype early photograph in Columbia, South Carolina. C. 1850. Ice wagon parked in front of Washington, D.C. public school. School children and teacher lined up as man shows them large chunk of ice suspended by tongs. 1899.